Hi, this is Marcus from the Bain clan. Today's video, like most of the videos I've produced over the years, is because of a guidance I've received when I wake up, usually early in the morning. Sometimes as soon as I awake, I know exactly what I need to be thinking about to record. And from my point of view, it's the guidance I receive. And today's video is called the Melding. I have done a video melding the old and the new in the past. This is not to do with that per se, although in another sense it is to do with that, but in a more advanced level that we're in now. And that was only 7 months ago. We're moving now at such an amazing rate of being that it's difficult to keep track sometimes on where we were and where we are now. And where we are now is an amazing place, spiritually. And, what could we say? We use that word all the time now. I'm spiritual. I like to be spiritual. I'm doing this because it's spiritual work. And of course, my view has always been we're spiritual beings living in a physical body, a physical existence, to make us who we need to be. This is where we're reaching now, the zenith of that. And we are at the cusp of being that new being at this present moment. So what would we say it is, being spiritual? In the days gone by, people would refer to religion as being spiritual. From my point of view, I've always thought that religions were given to the peoples of different places to suit their needs, their lifestyles, the way of understanding, the way of being. And so each religion basically is saying the same thing. Talking about the oneness, talking about creation, talking about doing the right things as human beings, not the bad things. And so they're all based in the same sort of way. This in the past is what we refer to as spirituality. And then there's always been, of course, the prophets and those seers who have been able to see into the future, who've been able to receive guidance from angels and archangels and others, and other elemental beings for that matter. They've always been here. And these people who have had this have been few. But you have to remember that most people in the olden days, let's say, had to work a lot of their day to stay alive, to make food, to get food, to create money, so that they could eat, so they could have a place to live, so they could be warm. The majority of their time was spent like this. What time was there to think of spiritual matters? Today, of course, it's totally different. The majority of people in the Western world have a lot of time to ponder now on these issues, these things about life. In the old world, let's say, the majority of these beings, these people, are connected to nature, to God, through nature, through the oneness, through being alive and connected to nature. This has always been their way. They are totally connected to their spirituality through just being alive. And now in the West, mainly in the West, but everywhere, we're at this great awakening where we are becoming the new human being. I took some notes this morning regarding this. And for me, I think spirituality is not religion, but a way to be one with the divine, with our source, as I like to call it. Because as human beings, we were once just spiritual beings who have now been given the shell of physicality to help us become who we need to be. The co-creators, who are like the Creator's image of us to start with. We are becoming what we have always meant to be. And this is why we needed the physicality to do this, to actually become who we are now. And this is where we are. We're now at this moment of blending, of melding the part of us that we call spiritual and the part of us that is beyond any names or thoughts. The part that I refer to as just being. The just being is that place where we are our true selves, where we are connected to Source because our soul is directly connected to our hearts. And the only way we can cross that bridge is in complete silence, complete quietude, stopping the busyness of our brain, of our mind, of our thoughts, of our feelings even, and being at that stillness, that oneness, allows us to connect to it then, through the stillness. And this is where we are, the great melding. Thank you for listening. Until next time, Namaste.